So this is a good way to really look at it and put it. I think I'm finally starting to get this teaching into a perspective to be able to share it with people. However, how many people out here know what the term wealth means versus the term working? When you get into spirituality and spiritual teachings, this is wealth. There may be work involved in some of the stuff that you're going to read and research to get to the point where you want to be, to manifest what you want. However, this is wealth that you're reading about. This is not work. Our society is based upon, it's a prison planet. Everything, your mind has been programmed to everything that you think about. Even when you start a business, you still go back to that 40-hour-a-week work mentality, which is actually, you notice, it's centered around the number 40, of which I'll get into it another time. So this is the trick, the spell that they wanted to put you up under. If they can keep you busy for 40 hours a week on a repetitive basis, they can, this is the beginnings of mind control. This is the beginnings of taking a person's keys from their vast estate and taking their keys from their vast estate and then moving that into a form of a holdings company so that they can trade off of your own assets. And you call this Social Security. And it's not to beat up on anyone. I want to point that out. It's not to point the finger or anything like that, because we're all stuck. Every person on this planet, every one of us is stuck. And I'm only speaking on this because the ancestors and angels share information with me to be able to help to free people. However, I still have to apply some of the stuff myself. They always tell me whether you apply the information yourself or not, it doesn't take away from its truth. And if you don't apply the information, you could be stuck in the same situation that some people in a normal society are stuck in. So it's important that you understand, before I even get into any deeper type teachings, that when you start talking about sovereignty and when you start talking about some of the stuff that you read about in the Bible, where the Bible comes on and Adam and Eve are just given a home in a garden, in this immaculate garden, and they really didn't have to earn it or anything. They have to work in it, but they were just woke up in this garden. This was wealth. And the work that they were supposedly doing when they said they had to work in the garden or whatever the case may be, this was them taking care of their own life in a certain order. That's all it was. If you take care of your life, I'm going to say this, and then I'll, come back up hopefully in the future with more information. But if you take care of your own life in a certain order, that's work. That's your job. And you should be able to make more money from doing that than going out and sacrificing your life to go to work. So when you go out to work, and they don't want to hear this, of course, because they're like, I'm going to make money. Hey, I'm putting out the information out there. I never told you to quit your job. You have to think about what I'm saying. But when you go out to work every day like that, you're sacrificing, you're creating a second life for yourself, is what you're doing. You're sacrificing who you were supposed to be or who you are destined to be from your heart for what you see outside. It's all a test coming from you. But again, you have to be able to understand how to break the riddle or get out of the spell. So like when you start talking about all the stuff that I'm talking about, like metaphysics, sports betting, seeing financial wealth and making money through your body and the use of your body and things of this nature, this is wealth. That's what you got to remember. Your body is wealth. This was given to you as a gift. It's no guarantee of this body. It's nothing like it. The best freaking technology out there. And it was given to you as wealth, as a gift. Everything about you is more wealthier than anything that you can purchase out there. However, it was manufactured, just like your cars and your everything else. And if you don't use your body as a tool of wealth and you sacrifice it for work, this is where we start talking about aging and depreciation is what I would call it. Instead of gaining interest, things begin to depreciate because you've lost the value and the memory and the instruction book on how to operate your body. See, there was once an acronym that the Bible was the basic instructions before leaving Earth, meaning that it's everything in the Bible was supposed to be able to teach you about the wealth of your body. There's more quotes in the Bible about financial literacy and money than there is about God. Fact. So you take what you know and what you were taught by your parents before a certain age, before the slavery got programmed in, and that's your life mission. Until you master that. When you master that, then you figure out, okay, what am I lacking? What do I need? And then that's when you move on to the next phase of your mission. But to understand wealth and working is the ultimate way to break free from the spell. So you won't understand what it means to donate to it. This is why I don't get any donations. I'm not trying to cry about it, but I teach from the heart and I want to live, decent just like everyone else. So I just put it out there, but I get very little donations, honestly, to keep this ministry going, because of the fact that people don't value wealth. People value when they think that when you go out and work every day, that's the noble thing. When they see you leave your family and go out into the corporate world and go to work every day, or whatever the case may be, and drop your family off to daycare or whatever you do, or leave them at home or whatever you do, you get a round of applause for that. That's the ultimate value. People don't see value in wealth and what's naturally here on this earth. Like when you talk about crystals and herbs that naturally are produced, they don't see value. That's not wealth to them. Wealth is what's man-made and created for now, because this is a synthetic programming that was given to you by a higher group of beings that are feasting off of you. And that's what we'll talk about in the future. Harvesting off of you, your mind, living in a society that's negative and that's teaching false teachings to keep your energy. As long as you give your energy, you see, they say that this economy is fuel, and what fuels capitalism is the belief. That's all it is. It's the belief in it. And when people stop, and that's what's happening now, people are starting now not to believe in it. However, that's not constructive either, because to a certain extent, because you cannot believe in it, but what are you going to do? Become a destroyer and start tearing stuff up? What do you have for people to replace what you don't believe in? So there's a lot to discuss and think about with this topic. Appreciate you guys for listening and watching, but just always remember, you were born with a seed planted in you, everything that you need in this body and even more that this body can unlock and do. But at first, certain basic principles have to be understood. The difference between wealth and working, the difference between envy and jealousy. When someone makes it into their mission and you see them successful, you become jealous. Why? Because this was programmed into you. And that's what we'll talk about in the future. Peace.